Hi, and welcome to our application support video for the Transport Accelerator Maritime programme. I'm delighted to be here today to talk you through this opportunity from us here at the Connected Places Catapult, and thank you for making the time to watch the recording. So my name is Kirsty Murphy. I'm an Accelerator Programme Manager here at the Connected Places Catapult, and I manage this programme. Today, I'm going to cover a short introduction to the Connected Places Catapult for those of you who are unfamiliar with the work we do, and then I'll give an overview of the Accelerator programme and its challenges. I'm going to finish up with a briefing of the timeline, and then importantly, and the reason we're all here today, is an in-depth discussion of the selection process and the scoring criteria so that you can maximise the impact of your application with minimum effort. So what or who is the Connected Places Catapult, I hear some of you ask. So we are the UK's innovation accelerator focusing on transport, built environment, cities and local growth. In practice, this means we accelerate innovation in things like smarter mobility, sustainable infrastructure and urban development. By bringing these areas together, we support cities and help enable local growth, and we create opportunities for communities and businesses like yours across the UK. We bridge the gap between discovery and the market. That means we take your great ideas and innovations and we help you turn them into real-world solutions that can also be adapted and adopted and scaled across communities, towns and cities. We specifically focus on market barriers so that we can ensure the best innovations reach the people and places that need them the most. We are one of 9 catapults supported by Innovate UK, and we're part of a national network accelerating innovation across different sectors. Our unique funding model allows us to seed and encourage innovation where others are investing, while also taking calculated risks in areas where the market might not otherwise go. And this way we can experiment, push boundaries and create lasting impact. So let's move on to what we're here to talk about today. The Maritime Transport Accelerator programme. This is a dynamic initiative dedicated to supporting small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, with pioneering solutions that could be applicable into the maritime industry and the wider transport sector. It builds on the last 3 years of success of the Catapult's previous Maritime Accelerator programme, in which time we supported 22 SMEs and we delivered 9 trials. The programme this year will run from August 2025 to March 2026, and we're seeking a cohort of up to 8 UK registered SMEs operating at TRL 5 to 8 who have ideas that could help with automating operations, integrating future fuels and improving safety imports, all specifically in the maritime sector. SMEs that join the programme will benefit from engaging with and being supported by our amazing programme partners, either through their trials or with mentoring, and that depends on the solutions that we see up in the cohort. But more on our partners in a minute. Every SME on the programme will also receive a bespoke commercial support programme. And then finally, as part of the programme, successful applicants will be able to apply for between £10,000 and £20,000 of programme funding to deliver a 4-month trial of their solution as part of an agreed collaboration with a programme partner. So let's talk more about those programme partners. We're collaborating with a consortium of programme partners such as Serco, Port of Tyne, National Shipbuilding Office, University of Plymouth, Portsmouth International Port, the Royal Navy Maritime Enterprise and Maersk. And the partners really do bring a wealth of knowledge, and they're going to be able to provide invaluable access to internal expertise, but also testing facilities to the SMEs. Our partners are instrumental to the success of this programme, and their support to the SMEs is absolutely second to none. At this stage, however, I really do want to stress that not all the partners support the programme with a view to a commercial contract with an SME at the end. Several of them are just truly interested in supporting SMEs to develop their solution to be more commercial in the broader maritime sector. Therefore, this programme really is an amazing opportunity for SMEs to work with our partners to make their solution more viable in the market. I also want to add that towards the end of the programme, we will be introducing SMEs to our contacts in both the aviation and rail sectors to expose them to wider transport sectors where that's applicable. So what's in it for you as an SME? As I said, every SME on the programme will receive bespoke commercial support. And we scope this through a thorough business needs assessment process, and then the support could include things like market analysis, value proposition refinement, strategic pricing, financial forecasting, and developing compelling communication strategies, as well as maybe trial design support where applicable. So let's move on to the program challenges themselves. So these have been developed internally within the Catapult and also with our partners. So the first challenge, how might we improve integration of connected and autonomous plant and machinery? For this challenge, we're seeking innovative solutions that could maybe support with automating or semi-automating operations that includes retrofitting in the following areas. Non-road mobile machinery, including but not limited to mobile harbour cranes, road tugs and lifting machinery, biomass fuel operations such as cleaning the biomass facilities, confined space operations such as cleaning or inspecting tanks, baggage handling, general port operations. And then on top of those, we're also looking at innovations that might be able to improve efficiency of movement in the port, optimize power requirements of land-based equipment, or are involved in manufacturing activity in shipyards. Challenge 2. So for this, we're looking at future fuels. How might we enable seamless integration of future fuels in ports? So for this challenge, we're seeking innovative solutions that offer maybe modular and or lightweight storage solutions for different types of fuels for different users in the limited space of a transport hub setting, such as a port or vessel. Maybe systems for energy management, such as battery asset usage optimization or battery asset charging optimization. Maybe reduced power requirements shoreside or on board a vessel, or something to do with ease of capturing future fuel requirements. Challenge 3. So this is to do with people and people's safety experience. So how might we improve safety for both operators and passengers in and around the operational environment? For this challenge, we're seeking innovative solutions that could optimize hazard mitigation efforts for plant and human interaction. Maybe improving the safety of the more at-risk roles through use of wearables or other technologies. Maybe some solution that might improve signal reception on board small vessels, and also things that might improve training, specifically around areas of innovation, such as future fuels and autonomous plant and machinery. And finally, challenge 4. So for this challenge, we've left, although the Accelerator focuses primarily on those previous 3 challenge areas, which are really of very specific interest to the Catapult and to our partners, the Open Challenge welcomes any innovative solution that could yield significant advantage to the UK maritime sector and the wider transport sector. This might include, for example, solutions that it could encourage retention or career development in the maritime sector. So hopefully that has piqued your interest and you're now desperate to apply. So that's what we'll look at now. And I'm going to look at the application process in a bit more detail. So first of all, the timeline. So we have launched this program on the 1st of May, and the application window is open for 6 weeks, which takes us to the 16th of June. And the deadline is 9 a.m. on the 16th of June. After that point, there'll be a short sift, which will check for eligibility. And I just want to reiterate that any applications at this stage that don't fall into the eligibility categories will be removed. And then we're into anonymous scoring, which will be starting on the 17th of June. This scoring will allow us to shortlist for interview, and we'll have clarification interviews on the 4th, 7th, 10th and 11th of July. This will comprise an opportunity to pitch to the panel, and then there'll be technical and commercial clarification questions. There'll then be a final deliberation meeting, and selection will be immediately after the interview, so it'll be around about the middle of July by the time you hear. In August, we'd then like to complete business needs assessments and partner meetings, and those will take place in readiness for our welcome event, which will be on the 11th of September at our office in Farringdon in London. The programme will then run through to the end of February, when we'll be looking to conduct our impact evaluation in time for our showcase event, which will probably be at the Connected Places Summit, which is in mid-March next year, 2026. I've already mentioned the eligibility requirements, and I just want to go over these just to really stress them. So first of all, you need to be a micro or small to medium-sized enterprise, which basically means less than 250 employees. You need to have a UK registered office. The solution must be able to address one or more of our challenge statements. The solution needs to be TRL 5 to 8. This is really important. If you apply with a TRL lower than that, your application won't be taken through. That in practice means that the solution has at least been tested or demonstrated in its intended environment, and at the most has been deployed as a first of kind commercial system. If you've got any questions on those, please email me and we can discuss it. And then finally, you need to be committed and willing to travel on occasion to face-to-face meetings and events in the UK, specifically the 11th of September for the Welcome Day, and also for our showcase event at the summit, which will be mid-March next year. The assessment of each application will be completed by at least 3 individuals, which will include myself, some commercial and technical experts from within the Catapult, and also one of our partners. Just want to comment that the assessors will have a broad technical knowledge across lots of different areas of transport, and therefore you should write clearly in layman's terms, and please avoid using acronyms and obscure jargon. If anybody needs any support whatsoever or reasonable adjustments to support them with their application, please contact me directly. We like to be transparent about how we score applications, and we will provide feedback as far as possible to everyone. We guarantee it to everyone who gets through to the interview stage at least. Depending on numbers, I will do my best to provide feedback to everyone who gets through to the shortlisting, to the scoring phase. All the information I'm about to tell you is also in the application guidance document. So first of all, this is the weighting for our various parts of our scoring criteria. So first of all, we're looking, and most importantly, at the solution and innovation, which is 25% of the scoring. Then we're interested in market and traction, 20%, the team, 15%, impact at 20%, and program fit, again, at 20%. So what does that mean in practice? So first of all, scoring and innovation. These questions on the right-hand side are the ones that our scorers will be given to assess your application. So they're looking for, have you clearly explained the solution? Do they understand what it is? Is it feasible? Has the solution got high potential to address the challenge? Is it innovative with clear, unique selling points? And this is really important. We're looking for innovative solutions here. And if there is any IP protected through patents, copyrights, or trademarks. In terms of market and traction, we're looking to see whether you have evidence of a market need for the solution and that you can demonstrate that you've got some kind of competitive advantage over existing solutions that may already be in the market. We're looking to see whether you have identified any commercial risks and whether you have, on those risks, identified a robust mitigation plan. We're also interested in see what traction you've already made in the market. That might be actual sales, grants, potential collaborations, interested parties, evidence of intent, and or investment raised. And then finally, we would like to know if there's been any revenue generated using the solution or any contracts signed. Then we're looking at the team. Have the team demonstrated that you've got required skills, experience, and capability to scale the business? Have you, importantly, got the capacity and resources to fully participate in the programme? With the business support and also the potential to be running trials, it can be quite resource heavy. And finally, we're really interested in whether the business is committed to upholding equality and diversity practices within the team. Impact is a really important thing for the Catapult, so it's a really important part of the application process and scoring process. We're really interested to know what your objective is going to be from the programme. What do you envisage are going to be the main impacts that your solution can have for the maritime industry, and how are you evaluating that so that we can understand whether we think the approach to your evaluation of your potential impact is reasonable. And then finally, program fit. So do you offer a solution that can help solve one or more of those challenges? Are you at the right stage of growth to benefit from the programme? What are your objectives for the programme? Are they reasonable and realistic in terms of what we can support you with? So that brings me to the end of the presentation. I just want to remind you that I'll be running 2 live Q&A sessions, one on the 20th of May and one on the 4th of June. You can register for those using the link on the Opportunity webpage. If you use the QR code on this slide, that will take you through to the Opportunity page. Here is my email address should you wish to contact me directly. If anybody asks any questions that we feel would be appropriate for others to learn from the answer, we will put them onto the opportunity page, but we won't attribute them to anyone, so no one will know who's asked that specific question. That's it from me. I really look forward to reading your applications, and best of luck.